Despite all the fame and success she has achieved in a lifetime, with her professional career and resume spanning the last 4 decades, and a net worth estimated to be $11 million, she remains one of the largest enigmas in the world of entertainment, often viewed as extremely shy and reserved as an individual, whose personal life is kept confidential. While Soucie's image is often seen as pure and wholesome, with virtually no scandal or criminal record, aside from a citation she received for speeding in 2001, she is very seldom seen in public, for formal events and casual outings. To many of her most devoted fans, however, she has become an object of great fascination, particularly with those scrambling to know as much as they can about the woman behind many of their favorite cartoon characters of the 1980s, 90s, and beyond. While Google and a variety of sources list a completely different birth year for her, Catherine Ellen Soucie, sometimes going by Kathy, spelled with an I, and sometimes Kathy, spelled with a Y, but commonly referred to as Kath, was really born on November 18, 1953. Why some sources have listed her date of birth as February 20, 1967, has become one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in pop culture history, but some speculate that the much younger birthday is most likely used to guarantee her plenty of job security, a common practice for many entertainers in Hollywood, who wish to keep work and income flowing, and a need for privacy. Others have speculated that the younger birthday may be due to misinformation being spread around the internet, or confusion involving her and the date of birth of fellow Futurama cast member David Herman, whose birthday just so happens to be February 20, 1967. However, her mannerisms and etiquette, coupled with her penchant for donning relatively conservative attire, suggest that she is more of a baby boomer than of Generation X. While her birthplace is also subject to debate, with some sources claiming it to be New York City, and others claiming it to be Cleveland, Ohio, according to an old friend and mentor of hers from the 1970s, Soucie was born in the small town of Newburyport, Massachusetts, roughly 50 miles northeast of Boston. When she was just an infant, she and her family moved to Ohio, though it's highly debatable whether she actually lived and grew up in Cleveland, or in a small suburban town, just outside the metropolitan area. While information is scant, it is speculated that Soucie did sporadic commercial work for radio and television in the early 1980s. She was also rumored to have done an ad for Jack in the Box in 1985, though it remains a point of contention, with the woman in the commercial having brown hair and a squeaky Diddy Kong-like voice, and Soucie having blonde hair and a huskier and more sensual voice. During this time, she would often go out on auditions, obtaining whatever roles she could in various projects. In 1985, she tried out for the part of a young daughter in an undisclosed soap opera, but got rejected, allegedly due to conflicts between her age and the age of the character. Following the 2020 COVID pandemic and lockdowns, Soucie reprised the roles of Phil and Lil DeVille in the Rugrats reboot, which premiered on Paramount Plus on May 27, 2021. However, the role of Betty was given to Natalie Morales, allegedly due to Soucie's inability to voice her as well as she could in the 90s, but also due to the fact that younger actors were needed to fill in for the adults in the show, after some of the originals were retired, or no longer alive. What actually transpired behind the scenes has yet to be public knowledge. However, some sources indicate that Soucie was initially set to reprise the character, and had recorded all her lines, but was replaced at the last minute. Despite the Hollywood Insider reinforcing this claim, in a tweet posted in late July, Soucie's refusal to talk to anybody, publicly or privately about the sequel, either before or after its release, fueled gossip about her signing a non-disclosure agreement with Warner Brothers, a tactic commonly used by studios to prevent certain people from leaking sensitive information about their intellectual properties, and potentially compromising the company's valuable assets and integrity. However, according to many internet sources and communities, problems have plagued the production of the project, going as far back as 1998, during its initial stages of development, long before LeBron James was even a professional basketball player, an NBA star. On January 20, 2023, a Facebook post was made by voice actress Cheryl Chase, wishing her Rugrats co-star a happy birthday that day, very strangely not divulging her age, or the year that she was born. This confused some of her fans, including one who claimed that November 18, 1953, was her real birthday, and even had evidence from public records, which may have caused Chase to edit her post soon after. More than 3 months later, on April 27, Soucie was completely absent from the Rugrats Reboot Season 2 launch party, with only 4 of its principal voice actresses present for a cast reunion. Whether she was unable to attend the event, due to her being sick or injured, having a personal or family emergency, or her being too busy with her career, is still open for debate, but it may have also fueled rumors of her suffering from social anxiety, or even agoraphobia. Around that same time, Soucie became the subject of great obsession with one fan, with the publication of his article, 2/2067 or 11/1853, on sites like RetroDays and Reddit, detailing the controversies about her real age, and date of birth, and most of the public's perception of her. The author also claimed to have liked her professionally, since he was about 7 or 8 years old in the early 90s, but had mysteriously sparked what he called, a much deeper, and more renewed interest in her, in late 2020, months prior to the releases of the Rugrats reboot, and Space Jam sequel. The essay also included a rumor, that he once read on social media, of her being spotted at a coffee shop in his area, sometime in 1994, when he was either 10 or 11 years old, wishing he could have met her in person back then, to get an autograph, and photo with her, if he were to have a camera on hand. Despite various photos used to corroborate certain claims, in support of the 11/1853 birth date, some internet users lambasted the article, as nothing more than petty gossip and misinformation. The Rachel Lillis death story, coupled with the 2/2067 or 11/1853 article and documentary, may have also fueled the fire of certain people's suspicions, of various other cartoon voice actors in the industry, with controversial ages. In September 2024, old yearbook photos of actress Julie Brown were leaked online, showing her as a senior at Van Nuys High School in the 1971 to 1972 school year. Prior to their discovery, many sources were split on her age, with some claiming that she was born in 1954, and others claiming that she was born in 1958, but all coming to the concurrence that August 31st was the day she was born. Like Soucie, Brown's yearbooks are more consistent with the older birth year theory, which would have made her 17, at the time of her graduation in 1972, and hence turning 70, on August 31, 2024. Coincidentally, a second Julie Brown attended Van Nuys High in the 70s, with her birth year being either 1958 or 1959. While only the 1976 yearbook from her junior year can be found online, the photo of that particular Julie Brown varies widely from the older one, in terms of facial features. It is unknown whether the actress Julie Brown ever lied about her age, to help gain better access to show business, and keep up with Hollywood's obsession with youth and beauty, but the tale of the two Julie Browns may have inadvertently caused many people's misconceptions about her real age. Aside from playing familiar characters, like Hubert Farnsworth, in newer episodes of Futurama, and serving as executive producer for various projects, Kath Soucie has not had many voice roles in recent years, either due to her age, or the need to adopt a lower profile. While no public statements have ever been made, it has been rumored that she is planning to, or has already retired from acting, after more than 45 years in the industry, with nearly 40 of them in voiceover work, most likely to focus on a mentorship program, for aspiring young actors hoping to make it big in the field. While Sousie's whereabouts have been unknown all year, including an absence from the Rugrats reboot wrap party in April, it is rumored that she is currently residing in the nearby town of Marina del Rey, at an undisclosed address.